Hello, Raptors Nation. Welcome in. Luca Rosano here from RaptorsNation.com. And today I wanted to talk about the Raptors offseason and do a little bit of a recap. The Raptors have done most of their heavy lifting, it seems, and assuming there's no Pascal Siakam trade that happens, this looks like the roster the Raptors will be bringing into the new season. So we're going to dive right into it. But before we do, please do me a solid. Hit a like on the video. It helps it a ton. And please subscribe to the channel for more Raptors content just like this. I got a lot in store for all of you on this channel as the season fast approaches. Going to be launching the Raptors Nation podcast as well with some special guests. So you definitely want to be on the lookout for that. So keep it locked and loaded on this page for everything Raptors. Okay, so let's start here. And we're going to begin with the Raptors draft. And I liked what the Raptors did at the NBA draft. The Raptors had the 13th pick, and a lot of people thought Grady Dick was not going to be available by the time the Raptors had their selection. He was there. The Raptors snagged him, and Grady Dick is going to help fill a huge void on this Raptors team, as Grady Dick was arguably the best shooter of his draft class. They drafted exactly what they needed, and I think Grady Dick is going to be a solid role player for this Raptors team. And then the Raptors, let's not forget, after the draft was over, they found another potential undrafted gem in Marquise Noel. I absolutely love this for the Raptors, as Marquise Noel was one of the few bright spots on a Raptors Summer League team that was pretty bad. They were 1-4 in Las Vegas. Next, we look at the players who entered this summer as free agents. There was a lot of uncertainty surrounding the likes of Gary Trent Jr., Jakob Poeltl, and Fred VanVleet. Let's start with Gary Trent Jr. Getting Gary Trent Jr. to pick up his player option was very nice for the Raptors, one of the best shooters on their roster, and losing him in free agency would have made it difficult to replace him. So I like that the Raptors will be getting Gary Trent Jr. back, and I look for Gary Trent Jr. to have a much bigger role with this team and play his best ball yet under Darko Rajakovic. Then the Raptors did bring back Jakob Poeltl, and all things considered, the Raptors couldn't afford not to. They could not have lost Poeltl for absolutely nothing, especially since they traded their 2024 first-round pick for him. Remember, the San Antonio Spurs do have that 2024 first-round pick, but it is top 6 protected, which means if it's outside of the top 6, that pick goes to the Spurs. But if it's within the top 6 and the Raptors have a very bad year, that will stay with the Raptors. But you look at the deal for Poeltl, I actually really like the signing. I mean, I think a 4-year contract worth just under $80 million is a very fair deal for his market value. And Jakob Poeltl was tremendous for the Raptors down the stretch. He was especially good defensively. And I think he's another guy who's going to benefit playing under Darko Rajakovic. And then, of course, the big blow for the Raptors was Fred VanVleet, losing Fred VanVleet for nothing. But where I do applaud Raptors management and Masai Ujiri is not trying to outbid the Rockets after they offered Fred an insane contract. The Raptors, they lose Fred, but then they quickly responded as they did sign Dennis Schroeder on a 2-year, $26 million deal. Now, Schroeder does play defense tenaciously, and he can replicate some of what Fred VanVleet did on that end, but it is going to be a fairly significant step down on the offensive end, where the Raptors already had its issues. And then an off-season acquisition that I really liked was the Raptors getting Jalen McDaniels, who has a chance to be a big steal for the Raptors. I think they got him at really good value, and I think the Sixers may have given up on him. I know he did fall out of the Sixers playoff rotation towards the end there, but Jalen McDaniels is a very intriguing player to look out for with the Raptors this season. Now, these were the bulk of the big moves the Raptors made. The next thing that stood out to me when it comes to this Raptors offseason was the lack of trades. I mean, there was a lot of anticipation going into this offseason about whether or not the Raptors would try to trade the likes of OG Anunoby, Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam's name is still coming up in trade rumors. But as it stands right now, it looks like the Raptors will stand pat. No OG trade has been gaining any sort of traction. The Siakam trade rumors have died down significantly, and nothing seems imminent with that at this point. So overall, my reaction to the Raptors offseason, the individual moves were nice, but the Raptors have still failed to address their long-term goal and identity. What is this team trying to accomplish? Are they still trying to go for it? Are they still trying to compete? Are they trying to rebuild? We still don't know that. Not to mention, the Raptors didn't really do anything significant to improve the team's shooting rather than drafting Grady Dick. And the roster still lacks direction. And it seems like the Raptors are still committed to Vision 6-9. So if Pascal Siakam doesn't play like an all-star this season and Scotty Barnes doesn't take a leap, I mean, this Raptors team might be a tough one to watch. So we'll see what happens. But Raptors Nation, what is your reaction to the Raptors offseason to this point? Like I said, all of the heavy lifting seems to be done. I don't anticipate a huge Raptors move happening from this point on. I mean, if it is going to happen, in all likelihood, it would be a Pascal Siakam trade that drops out of nowhere. But this does seem like the team the Raptors will be bringing in for this new season. So let me know what your thoughts are. And do you think this team, as constructed, can be competitive in the Eastern Conference? Be sure to hit a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Raptors content just like this. And be sure to check out our sister channels, Lakers Nation and Dodger Blue as well. That is it for me. This is Lucas signing off. Until next time, stay safe.